What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in and welcome back to the Crypto Remora. My name is Wes, and I am with, as always, Sierra Crypto. What's up, Sierra?
What's up, man? How you doing? How you guys doing out there?
Oh man, dude, we are good, bro. How was your New Year's?
New Year's was good, man. It was relaxing. I was just, waiting for the 12 o'clock, just waiting for the ball to drop, and I'm like, oh, thank God. We got through this year now. Now we can start to rebuild.
Right. Dude, I was stuck watching the Georgia versus Ohio State game. And, dude, it was a nail-biter. It came down to the last second. But anyways.
Your boys won. Congratulations on that.
Yes, they did. Thank you. All right, guys, real quick. Today we're going to be going over Bitcoin and how we feel about the whole entire market as a whole and giving our end-of-year predictions. We also want to talk about what is DeFi and why we think you should initiate your DeFi journey. We're going to be, speaking of DeFi, we're going to be going to Camelot Dex. We want to open up a position on there and just kind of show you guys how to navigate your way on the exchange. We're taking a look at some Arbitrum metrics and some growth stats. And also, last but not least, we're going to be officially launching the Lost Donkeys giveaway today. So make sure you stay tuned, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, let's get it.
That sounds good, man. All right, so we'll look at let's hold ourselves accountable first for what we called last year and got wrong. Let's hold what we called last year and got right. I think it's important to go over your past mistakes to learn from them. And so far what we got wrong was Bitcoin didn't go to 100K. It didn't go to 150K.
Right.
However, a lot of other DeFi stepped up a lot. Like, we've been really bullish on DeFi and Ethereum tokens and stuff, especially Arbitrum. And so we nailed that on the head. So what's your price target for Bitcoin end of year 2023?
Oh, Lord, here we go. See, this one's on record now, dude. Now I can't change it like I did so many times last year. This one's on record, so I don't know, man. I guess to be just kind of like spontaneous and fun, dude, I'm going to go with Gene Simmons. 50K, baby. 50K.
You're going to go 50K end of year?
End of year, dude. End of year.
Wow.
I don't think that's the highest we're going to go. End of year, though.
Oh, okay. No, all right. Let me rephrase it then.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're right. I asked the wrong question on that. My real question is, what's your top for Bitcoin in for the upcoming year? What's your absolute top you think it'll hit?
That one I would have to look at the charts.
Even if it comes back down.
Man.
Even if it comes down, it doesn't have to stay up there. But what do you think it's going to at least run up to?
Okay, so I'm going to go with, I don't know, man. Maybe like 58-ish. I feel like that's a spot. I feel like that's somewhere we stopped in the past, just kind of off the top of my head. 58. Maybe come back down, bounce around 50K, go down to 35, 40, and then end the year at 50K. Gene Simmons, which is insane. How did he even plan that? Like, how did he even know that? You remember that?
I remember that.
Yeah.
You got to think he's not a dumb guy. He's been into stocks and investing for the last 40, 50 years. He's a very, very smart macro guy. He knows what he's doing with money.
Right. Let me flip. And then ask you, dude, what do you think your end of year prediction, Bitcoin, go?
So by the end of 2023, and I'm going to tell you why I think that we're going to hit this number, but I think that the peak of this run, I think we could at least see the 175,000. I think we could at least see that. Now that's my bearish side. My bullish is 275,000 because
Good Lord.
And now here's the thing. Here's my that's my what. Now here's my how. My how do we get there is two parts really. The first part is we were already on the way there. First of all, we were already well on our way there before we had World War III, FTX, all the other stuff that happened. We were going to hit that 100K. and we just, a lot of people sold out beforehand, made their money. It's cool. So we're due for that. I feel like we're due for that 125K Bitcoin, no problem. So that other boost is going to be to push to 175 to 250. I know that sounds crazy, but that run, I'm not saying it's going to stay up there. I'm just saying we're going to probably peak. We're going to probably, poke around up there and then come back down. And I like your target, by the way, of 58,000 end of year settling. I would say higher than 50. I would say 58 or 60. But I do think that if Elon adapts, and it's already on YouTube now where you can tip people right on the link there and stuff. It's only a matter of time. Elon's going to come out on Twitter and he's going to enable some kind of crypto on there. And if that happens, that's going to be massive. Yeah. And I think that coupled with maybe the end of the Ukraine conflict and coming out of this recession a little bit, and people are going to start learning more about what Bitcoin really is. Yeah. I think if you couple all of those things together, that could be our catalyst. And it doesn't sound like much of a catalyst, but believe me, it is.
No, I agree. I think now, and let me give my reasoning behind my thought process. So 58,000, the only reason I say that is because the shambles that the economy is in as of right now. And I know these things take some time to play out. So I'm thinking of it in that kind of, viewpoint. But, yes, if we get some more regulatory clarity and
that too. I forgot about that.
And if something happens, like I'm seeing it for it to go above a new all-time high in 2023, I feel like we're going to need the freaking not like a futures. It's going to take something to push it that hard. Whether it's regulatory clarity, it's going to be a spot ETF, whatever it may take. But if we don't get anything like that, it's going to push the price. I'm just seeing it being boring and lazy kind of price action. But 2024. That's a different story. I think in the year 2024, we can talk about that one next year. But yeah, 2024 is going to be crazy. That's my year where I'm looking at price targets that you have. But yeah, that's cool, man.
Yep. So let's. I know you had some news on. Speaking of which, why the crypto price is going down, even though all the fundamentals are looking fairly solid. You want to go ahead and lead into that?
So basically, what me and Sierra decided to do was just kind of take a retrospective look at the crypto markets, like in general as a whole. And it's always interesting to kind of look back like that and just, think of different events and different things that took place. And you think back to it and you're like, man, there was a lot of bullish news and stuff that came out, but why didn't the price move? Like, what is going on? You know what I'm saying? So we're looking at it as, first of all, we're in a bear market and all these, nasty things going on in the background for the economy that it doesn't help out. But you're looking at it like there's so much good stuff going on. But in a bear market, it doesn't push price. There's no price action for these, for these fundamental positives. So, but it is cool, taking a moment, just kind of look back and see if predictions are accurate and, all that fun stuff. But, before we take a look at some of those, I think we need to, just get an idea of what are some of these events that happened and how you feel about it. Like, what do you think what's your reasoning behind all these bullish, fundamental news and positives coming out and not pushing price?
Yeah, I think it's twofold problem. I think, those of us that are in the Arbitrum community that listen to the podcast regularly, and people that are in DeFi and that already have a ledger, already know how to use a MetaMask wallet. I think JP Morgan, I could be wrong about this, but I think JP Morgan just did their first swap on Uniswap not that long ago. And Polygon, they did something with Polygon. So it's like Wall Street is just now learning how to use their stuff. It's like, so I think the learning curve is what's going to take the time. I don't think it's not crypto's fault. You know, it's our fault. We haven't done enough studying and enough education. It's like Michael Saylor. You know, he was anti-Bitcoin in 2017. He was like, Bitcoin is garbage. I mean, can you imagine? Right. Michael Saylor, the ultimate permabull, was saying that Bitcoin was garbage and trash, and now he won't shut up about it. Like every tweet, it's like, you know, Christmas is here. Be thankful for Bitcoin. It's like, you know, that's a complete 180. And the only way he did that, the guy's literally a rocket scientist. So what he did was he used his logic, he studied, and he came to the conclusion, and that's why he's all in, because there is no other product that does what Bitcoin does as well as it does.
Yeah,
I don't want to start sounding like a maxi or anything. I'm just saying that there's a massive learning curve that people have to get through.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
And that's what I think the delay is. I think that Wall Street has been doing a twofold attack. One is they don't want retail to get too far ahead of them, so they're suppressing the price. And also so that they can accumulate more. They don't want the price going up. You know, they didn't want that 100K Bitcoin. You know, $16,000 Bitcoin looks a whole lot sexier than 160,000 Bitcoin to them. So, you know, I think it's a twofold attack. And, you know, some people say that I'm a little too on that side of it. But you got to remember, it's not illegal to short the market, right? It's not against the rules. So it's not like it's anything shady they're doing. They're playing the game. And so I think that I think that's the main reason. And then, of course, the macro environment. You put those two things together, and they got a perfect recipe for a nice, long accumulation period. So
that's awesome, man. I love your take on that. And, you know, kind of speaking of Michael Saylor, I heard he sold a little bit, taking advantage of that tax loss harvesting, I guess, from what I'm hearing. But before we move on, let's take a look at 2022. Some of these are going to be towards the end of 2021, but leading into 2022, it's pretty incredible to see a lot of these businesses that kind of integrated in some way, shape, or form, integrated crypto or NFTs. And from a business standpoint, it's a great move. I mean, you have to onboard new technology. Like, you know, it's kind of like continued education and different practices. You have to stay up to date on, you know, changing different trends and technology, rules, regulations, etc. But it's pretty cool, man. I think, are you looking at the site that has Nike and all the companies lined up?
Coca-Cola, Adidas, McDonald's, Nike. I mean, Samsung. I mean, these are the leading world companies. And my thought process on this is adapt or die. In other words, if the big boys see that this is happening with them or without them, and they're already adapting it, that's going to set the precedence for all the little companies and say, okay. And it's going to come down to, if you're not into crypto, you're going to be hurting yourself financially.
You're left behind.
Yeah, you're going to get left behind.
Yeah, I know. Who was it? Adidas. They did a collaboration with the Bored Ape Yacht Club and the Punks comic and G Money. And like the suits, I guess you could equip your avatars with some of the Adidas stuff, which is really cool. And I think it says you can trade in the NFTs for real world items. So that's actually pretty cool. And McDonald's just started following Arbitrum. So that is kind of a big deal right there. And that was a big meme, you know, McDonald's talking about crypto. But yeah, they finally came on board with it.
So speaking of Arbitrum, we don't want to spend too much time on the numbers, because then we already know how bullish we both are on Arbitrum. But you know, you're looking at total active accounts 1.869 million. I mean, it's insane how fast Arbitrum has taken off. I mean, it's like every day you're hearing new NFT projects moving over there. You're hearing new stuff being developed on Trove. Mm-hmm. It's honestly, it's more than you can keep up with. Like we're in the alpha chat, and it's hard to keep up with everything that's coming out.
There's so much going on, man. It is definitely thriving. It is a growing economy, dude. We love it. I mean, look at the average transactions per week, dude. 1.045 million per week. Like, that is insane, dude. What does it do? Like 10 times the amount of transactions per second than Ethereum, and it's way cheaper. You save so much money on gas. Quick fun fact, I actually onboarded 2 people from work. I showed them how to use the bridge at work the other day. It took like 5 minutes.
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool.
And speaking of the bridge, we're going to head on over there now and go to our ecosystem tab. Yeah, I mean, we just found out about Camelot. I've heard about it for a while, and a lot of the guys that we're cool with, Cheddar Bob, shout out to Cheddar Bob. Also, shout out to Brainsy. It's his birthday today. Big shout out to him.
Happy birthday, Brainsy.
He's the one that shares a lot of the alpha. You guys should give him a follow on Twitter. But the Camelot Dex, and this is a perfect example of what we were just talking about with the macro. You know, why do you want to use DeFi? Why do you want to use Arbitrum? What's the point? Well, the point is, you know, those couple of $1 billion that just disappeared into thin air from FTX, you know, that's a centralized exchange. And Camelot is a decentralized exchange, is written and run by computer code. There's no shady employees or owners that are sitting there looking at the order books and ready to, you know, hit that little button on the keyboard and the money just disappears. That's why. And we're not telling you to go all in on DeFi. We're just saying that for a healthy portfolio, it's just as risky, if not riskier, to keep all your money on a centralized exchange,
right? And
to diversify and go into some DeFi, and you can also get more yield than you're going to get on the centralized exchanges.
Yeah.
So that's,
yeah. That's a great point. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer for me. I mean, these banks and the governments, they're centralized entities. There's one point of control, and that means there's one point of failure. Like FTX, centralized, one point of control, one point of failure. They failed. It screwed everybody. All right, and then and that's why it's important. That's what Sierra is saying. You have to look at some of these things to protect yourself, and DeFi is definitely something to look into. Nick is the Sierra, is the pioneer of DeFi for Crypto Remora. So he's a little bit more advanced on that than me. So yeah, you're gonna open up a position on Camelot, you said, correct?
I was just want to add to that. You know, it took me 2 years to work up the nerve and the courage to be able to do this confidently, and you know, I still don't act like I know what I'm doing with everything. I mean, I got ETH and coins spread out over more apps. I got like 40 apps on my bookmark thing. I'm in pools. I need to start keeping better track of all the stuff that I've opened, because once you go in the rabbit hole of DeFi, you start getting a little crazy with it. But yeah, I mean, Camelot's pretty straightforward. If you go to the page, you see they got trade, earn, X-Grail. X-Grail is very similar to GMX's setup, I believe. I'm still learning a little bit about that stuff, but the basic idea of what you're doing here is you're providing liquidity for a trading pair. So if you're starting off and you have no idea what I'm talking about, what it is you have Ethereum and Grail Token. So let's say you've got Ethereum in your wallet, but you want to get some Grail Token. Well, what you want to do is you have to swap the Ethereum for the Grail. And in order to do that, the only thing you can do is you have to have both sides of the pair, basically. So that's why liquidity providers get paid to a small percentage of the fees per each transaction. So you're providing both sides. So what does that mean? You have to be $1 for $1. So if you put in $1 of ETH, you have to put in $1 of Grail. That goes into the liquidity pool. It gets locked up, and you can choose your time period. And basically, for you locking up that capital, you get rewards. So we open a position here. Let's see, on earn, go to my positions. Yeah, open one up the other day just to play around of Grail and USDC of $20, $23. And literally in 48 hours, it's already earned 2 cents. Now you say, oh, 2 cents ain't that much. But it is, though. On $20, I mean, put $20 in your bank account and then come back and tell me how long it takes you to earn 2 cents on your $20 in a bank account. It's not going to happen.
Right.
So
it'd take you all year to get that.
Yeah, I mean, and you still won't get it. It's like 0.004% that the banks give you. So, but the pair thing, it's a little complicated if you've never dealt with it. But I'm telling you, once you just do it a couple times, and that's why we use small examples with the Remora, because we want you guys to feel comfortable, want you guys to feel confident. Worst comes to worst, you lost $20. I mean, you're not going to lose it if you pay attention to what you're doing. But the first step is to trade it out. So you go to the swapper, make sure you got ETH in your wallet already, and you're going to trade. You want ETH for Grail, swap it out. Make sure you have enough ETH to match whatever Grail. So if you have $20 in your wallet, your goal is you want to get $10 of ETH, $10 of Grail. Now, once you do that, it'll let you add it to the liquidity pool. So it's a liquidity tab. See, it says add liquidity position. You select your token here, select your token here. So you're going to do half ETH and half Grail. Now, I've already opened this position, so I was just going to go to my positions, and it's $20 there and sitting there. And the same thing, you do it in reverse. When you want to get your money out, you close the position out, you remove the liquidity, and then at that point, you can sell the Grail back for ETH, cash your ETH back out to USDC, or send your ETH back to your, crypto.com or whatever account you're using. And yeah, so I think the X Grail thing only happens when you lock up. And they got dividends, yield booster. I haven't even gotten into all this stuff yet. Right now, I'm just playing around with the very basics. But Camelot is very new as far as I'm concerned. I think the token just got released not that long ago, right? I mean, they're still new. So, I'm into GMX, and we're into Camelot now. So it's like, these are all different DeFi protocols that you can earn yield on. You don't have to worry about a crooked founder pulling a rug on you.
Right.
It's, it's good to know that when you go to sleep, you got a little bit of money sitting there working for you that you don't have to worry about. And that's something that you didn't really have access to until Web3. I mean, as a little guy, you had to go to Goldman Sachs. You had to go to, one of these guys, and they want $5,000 minimum investment, and then they take fees from you, and it's like, here you are as a little guy. You could take $20 now because of Web3. You can take $20 and you can earn interest on it without having to go through anyone.
Right.
And it's just awesome. So
yeah, that was an awesome take, man. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, like I said, Sierra's the DeFi pioneer for the crypto Remora. If I didn't have him, I would be lost. So if any of you guys have any questions or comments, just put it down below in the comment section, and I'm sure he would be happy to walk you through any kind of issues or problems that you have on Camelot or even GMX. I think he loves both of them. And like I said, I'm not gonna pretend to know everything about DeFi. I'm kind of brand new, scratching the surface, but yeah, Sierra's the guy if you guys have any questions about any of that.
But you've come a long way. I mean, because when you started, I remember you actually figured out Crypto.com before me, and you had a DeFi wallet.
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah, I just sent my ETH over to a wallet and I did this. I'm
right,
like, man,
I was doing something.
I was like, wow, you did it quicker than I did. I mean, I was in crypto for 2 years before I really pulled the trigger and started messing around. I mean, I did get on Uniswap, but I missed that airdrop in 2020, which I'm never going to let that go. I'm still upset about that. But so we have a secret password.
Yeah, secret phrase.
Secret phrase for this giveaway.
What are we going to make it? What is it going to be? I mean, it's Lost Donkeys, so.
Well, I was going to say hee-haw, but we can't use.
How about hee-haw carrot? No?
Yeah, we can't use hee-haw because everybody will just guess that.
Right.
That's too easy. We can't do that.
Would just be saying that. All right, so let's do
You know what
carrot.
I was going to say? Carrot's a good one. I was going to say magic printer.
Magic printer. Dude, I love it. Yeah, let's do that. Magic printer.
I'm not trying to, release information that I'm not supposed to be releasing, but that's going to be our little password. So to enter the contest, make sure you how are they doing this, Wes?
Yeah, so let's get into that a little bit. So pretty much we're going to start it. We're going to officially start it today. We're kicking it off today. We're going to post it on Twitter, and basically all you're going to do is, obviously you got to listen to the show because you got to know the phrase. So you're going to take the phrase, you're going to send a direct message to the Crypto Remora on Twitter of what the secret phrase is, and make sure you're following the Lost Donkeys, make sure you're following the Crypto Remora, and we just need proof of subscription. Now, whether that's a screenshot of YouTube where you're subscribed to us, or if you have the same name on Twitter and the same name on YouTube, that'll be fine too. Just DM the secret phrase, and we will announce the winner on Monday's show, and we will stop taking participants. Let's say 11:59 Sunday night. So right before midnight on Sunday, we'll stop taking participants, and then we'll announce the winner on Monday.
Yeah, I mean, the floor price on them is 95 Magic right now. So
yeah, but the cool thing is you can take the Lost Donkey, and it's a nice one too, guys. If you're following us on Twitter, you will see the donkey, and it's a really cool donkey. You can stake that donkey, and you can get a free barn. So basically, you're getting 2 free NFTs.
Now, for people that are brand new to this and keep wondering why the hell they keep talking about donkeys. So it's not just donkeys, okay? Yeah, they give back to the donkeys in real life, and the charity is awesome. What Lambo's doing, all that stuff is amazing. But the reality of the situation is this is a video game, a playable, I don't want to say video game, but it's gamified.
Yeah.
And it's interoperable with other games on Treasure. This is something that hasn't been done yet.
They're doing a lot of really cool stuff, man.
And when they say stake it and earn carrots, the way I see it is anything that's earning numbers on the board that can eventually be converted to ETH means you're earning ETH. So as long as you're earning yield in some form or fashion, if you're earning magic, you can always sell your magic for ETH. And then you can sell your ETH for that dirty, dirty fiat. So
right. Something tells me though you're gonna want to hold on to some magic, man. And then the next year
for sure.
Right.
I want to actually buy some more.
Right.
So yeah, we got. I think that wraps it up for today's episode. We keep it short
real quick.
and sweet.
Do you remember the name of the where you can send the money for the donkeys? Do you remember the name of that? Or we can post it in
It's Peaceful Valley, I believe.
Peaceful Valley?
I think that's the name of it. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Peaceful Valley.
Yeah, I would like to post that again.
Peaceful Valley Donkey Rescue.
Yeah, that's it. Out there in
so
Texas.
It's
awesome,
donkeyrescue.org, and you can see pictures of the place. And yeah, shout out to Lambo again over there, man. We had a great time working with him. We're not done, but you guys definitely want to get a chance to win this thing because
So real quick,
take off.
Direct message to the Crypto Remora of the secret phrase. We already said it. Send a proof of subscription to the YouTube channel. Make sure you're following the Lost Donkeys and us, obviously. and it will go until Sunday night, 11:59, midnight, Monday, and we will announce it on Monday's show. So, yep.
Awesome.
All right, Siri, you ready to wrap it up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Crypto Remora, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, smash the likes, and turn on notifications for every time we put out a new video. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time. Peace.